Despite going in assuming this movie would be hot garbage, there was a glimmer of hope that I would have a dumb fun time at least, with some clear effort and intelligence behind the camera. And while there were moments with genuine thought put into the shot composition and how those would organically build tension, the majority of this movie is boring and overly expository. Welcome to Sandwich Reviews. I'm the Talking Sentient Sandwich, and I did not have a fun time watching Taro. If not for the forced exposition every 5 minutes, which don't worry, I'll get into, it's the numerous nothing characters that ruined any chance of the story actually having something to say. All of those characters were simply there to populate the cast so there would be enough people to kill. The movie started by introducing more than a half dozen young adult party kids that were all much too similar to justify that many characters. And because they were all similarly two-dimensional, I wasn't invested in any of their problems. So if one is about to be mangled and they're screaming for their life, the only thought that was going through my mind was what I was going to make for dinner that night. Maybe if those characters were consolidated, the story could have been too, but I doubt that would fix the many issues in Taro. I might have also been scared of the monsters and the gore if there were any of note, but that also fell flat in this movie. It's always glaringly obvious when a horror movie that should be rated R is forced to get a lighter rating, and with this movie being PG-13, it was evident that one of the filmmakers, or more likely one of the studio heads, mandated that rating so more demographics could purchase tickets. It's a terrible blanket statement, mainly because I think horror works better under budgetary and rating restrictions, because those limitations make the filmmakers utilize the best tool at their disposal, the audience's imagination. But Taro does not fall into that category of masterful horror movies. The best way to describe this movie is lazy. Every bit of dialogue and every decision made by the characters was written purely to push the plot forward. Nothing else was considered when making this movie. I'd steer clear of Taro, because this is one horror movie that will do nothing but bore you. I can't get into any more detail without spoiling the whole thing, but I doubt anyone is watching this movie, or this review for that matter, so I guess I'll just get right into it. Taking me completely out of the movie was when the characters went to see an expert in tarot cards or something, and she just explained the villain and her motivations. That backstory should have been a mystery to unfold and figure out throughout the movie. But no, it was just lazily exposited. That alone was the biggest wasted potential behind the movie. Of course, I've already mentioned how there were too many characters and how I didn't care about any of them, but I wish the monsters were executed better, because each person got their own personal monster based on a creepy tarot card, which in concept I liked, but that only ended up making each one half-baked. There was one shot of one of the tarot monsters that I thought was good, and that was of the fool bending over an unnatural amount. But other than that one moment, the monsters and scares fell flat every single time. And right before a character died, the movie would remind the audience of their reading, and wow, that was bad. At the very end, during the credits, the filmmakers tacked on a scene to explain why Ned from Spider-Man was still alive. But it still didn't make any sense. Plus, not casting anyone as his roommate and just having him be a faceless voice didn't help to sell that scene. So if you've seen Taro, let me know your thoughts on it. And as always, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe for weekly videos and reviews, and enjoy a delicious sandwich.